All right. This is the Red Pill with the Red Pill News Dispensary. So again, I'm so situated here. Sorry for the little bit later than I said start, but just the way it is right now. Okay, good. I noticed on the phone notifications didn't go out to everyone. I know that. Oh, man, this crap. Okay. All right. How you doing? So how you guys doing? Yeah, so I mean, I'm still pretty pissed off. That thing happened out of nowhere, man. I've been prepared for this show for a while. I've had the Saint. I added a couple topics, which is why I made the title a little bit more broader than I was planned on. I had a few things I definitely wanted to touch on, but a few things came to light today. Hold on, I don't like this phone. Hold on. Hello. Let's see, 1 second. Hello. I don't like that. What's going on? Hello. So if you're watching this on the replay, just skip forward 1 minute. Hello. I can't hear myself. Hello. What's wrong with these? Hello. I'm coming in good on my headphones. Hello. You guys can probably hear me just fine, I'm sure. I just like to be able to hear myself. Hello. Oh, it's probably loud though. Is that too loud, guys? Is that loud or is that good? That's good. All right, I'm gonna need these. I don't know what's going on tonight with that, but the audio is good, guys. It's not too loud. So you guys can hear that all the way. Wow, maybe it's too good. Is that still okay? All right. It should sound nice and loud and all that. But all right, guys. So this is the Red Pill Dispensary. Welcome to another show. So if you didn't catch my last show, I kind of went on I guess you'd call it a rant. Guess it was a rant. Yeah, it was a rant. If you guys want to see that, that's in the show prior. Anytime I do shows so close together, the unfortunate thing is, this isn't that's a rant. Although I think it's very important for rights, I actually do think it's an important stream, believe it or not, just as far as our rights. But there's been times when I've dropped bombshells, but then breaking news would happen 2 hours later, and that bombshell news, nobody watches that one. They only watch the latest. It's just I do it myself. If one of my favorite YouTubers puts out 2 videos and one is 2 hours later than the other, I'll normally watch the second one, depending on the title. But anyways, we're gonna dive right into some topics. So let's share screen here. First off, actually, you know what? First off, let me say hello. How we doing out here? Texas chick. I know. I haven't seen you. I see you and I see you a lot in comments. I used to see you on the show a lot of time, but yeah, it's good good to be that you caught the show live. I'm happy about that. How you doing, Sunshine State? Lori M, Brian Lanham, Texas Chicks, Tony Solomon, Lori M. I said Lori M, Tony Solomon. All right, so that's a roll call. All right, so let's get into it. We got some. We have like a. I like to call it like news salad. I don't like news salad or news soup or news soup and salad or whatever. Let's go. All right. Good, Lord. Thank you for asking. All righty. Here we go. I don't even know where to start. Only because some stuff came up last minute. But let's start with Epstein. It's always a weird place to start, but let's start there. You know what? Before I do, so we can start with Epstein. We got many different. Oh yeah, you want to start, Laura? You want to start on the Virginia thing? Yeah, I have some thoughts on it. That's one of the topics. We'll start there. We'll start there. We'll start with the Virginia. I keep doing this. So you know what I want to do is I want to share it full. Okay, good. That way you guys can see it the best possible. Okay. I just had it up. Where'd it go? You guys saw me just pull that up, right? The VA. I just pulled it up. What is going on here? Where's my Virginia story? All right, hold on a second. I actually think I got it from here anyway, so the link at least. Unbelievable. There it is. All right, so Virginia Democrats have caved. Angry NRA members showed up at the Virginia state meeting yesterday. Now, when they say yesterday, this was on the 14th, I believe. I believe the 14th. Angry NRA members, okay, so to protest Virginia's new gun laws, including the AR-15 confiscation bill. Wow, they're out there in like full force, huh? I think I can play this. Although we know the history of trying to play things. Yeah, it's not going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. Link to video clip. You know, we'll do the video clip at the end just in case. So the NRA asked members to flood the January 13th. So this is on the 13th, 2020 Virginia Senate meetings and ensure pro Second Amendment voices drowned out those calling for gun control. The Washington Free Beacon reports the presence of thousands of NRA members appeared to have an impact. Democrats withdrew a bill aimed at AR 15 confiscation and moderated other gun control proposals. But NRA ILA, Virginia State Director Daniel Spiker, made clear that the changes, though good, were not enough. He said, while there were some improvements to some of these bills, overall, it's still bad legislation. Putting in more regulations and making it more onerous on the law-abiding onerous onerous on the law-abiding citizens of Virginia is not something that we can stand for. And then this is kind of like projection. So here's the link, anyways. Let's check out the link. All right, so here we are. It's a Breitbart article, so take that into consideration. But then again, when it comes to situations like this, we know what the MSM is going to. I don't mind reading Breitbart on situations like this, because you see how they. All right, come on. I don't like the ads. That's for sure. So, but when it comes to things like this, this is the best place you can get the news when it comes to people trying to confiscate guns and what they were threatening with the National Guard. And what did I say when this story first broke? When they first started talking about coming and get the Virginia guns. By the way, this is my conjecture into this whole thing: is that what they wanted people to do was lash out violently. They wanted another Charlottesville. And that's why, as small as my channel is, I mean, what am I going to do? Not tell people what I think? So, I told you guys, this is about probably a month ago now. And I said, listen, they're trying to make people react. If you see people on other YouTube channels pushing some type of militia to go down there and, have your guns out, and that's not the way to do it. Now, if you're going to go down there and peacefully do like a protest and stand up and drown out the voice of the anti-gun people, that's one thing. That's by law. That's okay. But if you're going to do it in a threatening manner, all you're going to do is strengthen their resolve, because that's how they do things. They do things by basically, they create a situation where people are going to, kind of come out against something, and they know that there's such strong feelings on either side, and they're going to threaten you with something like the National Guard. And when they threaten you with something like the National Guard, right away I thought, wait, this don't seem right. They're trying to cause chaos, because as we all know, or if you don't know, what they do is they find order out of chaos. Chaos is what helps them get their deals done, get their legislation done. And I don't know what's going on with these Virginia lawmakers. When it was, last year, it was killing babies after birth. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. If anybody doesn't know about that, I am not exaggerating one bit. To all of a sudden, the one who kind of like leaked that little piece of it and talked about it a little bit too vividly, all of a sudden he comes out with blackface. Another one has a sex scandal. Another one has this. Another one has this. It's right down the line. All Democrats are right down the line. Actually, there was one Republican, like the third in line, like the lieutenant something, but he ended up even having some kind of thing. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Virginia politics, but that's why if the people stand up, we're the most powerful. And it looks like that's what happened in this situation. So let's continue. Yeah, that Lori, I'm not, it's real. It really is real. But Lori, some people don't really realize that this is actually not just like conspiracy theory. I mean, if you're new to this channel, anyone new to this channel or watching this afterwards, new to the channel, we deal in facts. If I do give an opinion, trust me, I'll be happy to give an opinion. That's what I'll say. This is an opinion, and then I'll just say I'll go with it. But 99% of what we do is based in fact. Sometimes you don't really have a fact, so you have to just use your best based on things you've learned, based on how you learn their tactics, just based on basically my personal history, along with the input of the audience. We come to an educated conclusion sometimes, but 99% of the time it's based in fact. Um, all right. So here we go. Virginia Democrats withdrew an AR-15 confiscation bill Monday. I'm having trouble talking tonight. Monday, after thousands of NRA members showed up to oppose new gun controls. The NRA asked members to flood the January 13th, 2020. The NRA was smart by taking lead like this. Although, you know what? They're getting a little bit too much credit, but they deserve credit. But there was a lot of, grassroots organizing going on as well. So where after thousands of NRA members showed up to oppose new gun controls, the NRA asked members to flood the January. Oh, I'm sorry, and ensure pro Second Amendment voices drowned out those calling for gun control, and that they did. Good on you, Virginia, for keeping your mind, yet not standing by and letting this crap go on. Video from hallways outside the meeting showed NRA members responding en masse. I wonder if this will play. Let's see if this plays. See if this plays here. I'm telling you, I can't play anything while I'm live. I used to be able to. I don't know what changed. Well, I do, but NRA. So at NRA members getting ready to stand and fight in Virginia. What's that sound? Wait. Where's that music coming from? Oh, I'm sorry. It's like some crazy music on. I hope you guys can't hear that music. You know what? This isn't your music. It's on a NRA site. Sorry, it's like some weird music coming through. Okay. The Washington Free Beacon reports the presence of thousands of NRA members appeared to have an impact. Democrats withdrew a bill aimed at AR-15 confiscation and moderated. Let me get this nice and. I'm sorry, where was I? And moderated other gun control proposals. But NRA-ILA Virginia State Director Daniel Spiker made clear the changes, though good, were not enough. He said, while there are some improvements to some of these bills, overall, it's still bad legislation. Putting in more regulations and making it more, he loves this word, onerous or onerous. I don't know that word. Usually I'm pretty good with vocabulary, but I do not know that word. Onerous? Making it more onerous on the law, but so I guess working for on the law-abiding citizens of Virginia is not something we stand for. Oh, making it like kind of shady, I guess. Richard Costner, a Chester, Virginia preacher, was present to oppose new gun controls. He pointed out attempts to legislate gun control as a way to usurp the Constitution. The Constitution is specific. It shall not be infringed. If somebody wants to restrict those rights, when they need to follow it by altering the Constitution, not by putting in place that legislation that is in conflict with the Constitution. Exactly my point. That is like, I mean, somebody asked how I feel about it. I'll tell you right there. If somebody wants to restrict those rights when they need to follow it by altering the Constitution, not by putting it should say, they should by altering the Constitution, not by putting in place legislation that is in conflict with the Constitution. And that's exactly how I feel. The Constitution is the Constitution. It can be amended as times change. But when it goes against like the core values, I mean, we're talking, the second, it's not called the Second Amendment for no reason. So this is the writer. Anyways, okay. So let me see. Thank you. Onerous. Oh, it was missing a T. Wow, Breitbart. Do you think they have better editing? Are they like slacking over there? The W is missing. But yeah, so I mean, I do agree, and things need to be changed sometimes based on the times. But I mean, it takes a lot to change things like the Bill of Rights, things like the freedom to your First Amendment, your Second Amendment, your Third Amendment, your Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment one was underestimated. Fifth Amendment, that's another. Everyone knows it, but I mean, the importance of it is also underestimated. I mean, they're all very important, and what makes our country our country. You look at a place like Mexico when they don't have, their judicial system. Just they don't. It has no power. It becomes about you ever, I don't know if anyone here is police or knows police, but when they pull somebody over from another country or a lot of times from Mexico or a lot of different countries, the first thing they do is try to grease them, and they're like, hey, like, this is America. No, like, I get paid, And if I was to take that, I'd be going to jail. Like, I mean, the rule of law needs to stand. There can't be anyone above the rule of law. Now, some leftists might say, "Oh, what about Trump?" Yeah, Trump. Well, there's some executive privileges that he has, but no, he's not above the law either. Yet, the things they're trying to get him on are BS. It's total BS. And we'll be touching on that tonight too. All right. So next, usually people always love the Epstein stories, so let's get into one of them. Jeffrey Epstein. No surprise, right? But at this point, it's like really just unavoidable. Hold on a second. Jeffrey Epstein brought underage girls to Virgin Islands as recently as 2018. Now that's the bombshell. I didn't think he was still doing it in 2018. I thought, I mean, in 2018, think about it, 2018. I knew all about this guy's little island since late. The first time I heard about it was probably like December 2017. And then I really started knowing about it during 2018. At the in the early 2019, I did a whole thing on him. It was before he died and all that. I did a whole thing. If you guys want, those are some of the best shows. We went through his black books, his flight logs. We figured out names on those flight logs that nobody could figure out. I mean, some crazy stuff. And he was still doing this as late as 2018. That's what blows my mind. That's why I wanted to bring this one up. And also, I know people like to be kept up on what's going on with the, anything coming out with the Epstein stuff. So he kept database of victims as young as 11 years old. See, people get confused sometimes. They're like, well, the main girl that, and they just think of like the main like girl that really like blew the lid off this story. And she was 15 and then 16 and then 17 during her time with him. From 15 to 17, which is still horrible, but 11. I mean, that almost gave him an out. Like, well, maybe he didn't really know. She was 17 at the end. And no. This guy was, as we said, since the beginning. So is that? Oh, yeah, that's definitely the place in the island. And with the one that people don't know much about, and I should probably like do a refresher because I did a whole show on all the scientific experiments he was doing at the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. I should really retouch some of that. I really want to retouch some old stories. I also have a few ideas in mind. I have so many ideas for shows, and I don't like end up doing them. I just need to just do it, and just I'd feel so much. It'd feel like a weight off my shoulders, and it would be good for everybody. But anyways, multimillionaire. I mean, you want to see those shows? You can look back in my videos. Multimillionaire sex trafficking sadist Jeffrey Epstein brought young girls to his Virgin Islands retreat as recently as 2018 and kept a database of nearby underage victims. A new lawsuit filed by the Virgin Islands Attorney General charges. So good. The 49-page. Now people might say, good. Well, he's dead. Well, the whole point is he kept records. He had a kill switch, I'm sure. I believe the kill switch lies with Ghislaine Maxwell. I believe Ghislaine Maxwell was under the power of people that are very trustworthy in our government. And I believe that there's going to be some revelations as far as who else was involved, who helped him. And there's two places I'm pointing. I'm pointing at the deep state, and I'm pointing, well, he was Mossad, right? Do I have to say it? Yeah. Israel. All right. The 49 multimillionaire sex trafficking. Oh, I'm sorry. The 49-page civil suit filed against Epstein's estate provides new disturbing details about Epstein's sophisticated supervillain style trafficking operation. On his private island of Little St. James, young girls were lured to the island, which is only accessible by boat or helicopter, under the guise of good money for harmless massages of the powerful financier with famous friends, the suit says. But once the girls arrived, they couldn't escape and were allegedly subjected to sexual servitude. And guys, I know this type of stuff is like really tough to hear, but we got to bring the doc to light. The suit cites two chilling episodes in which Epstein's victims tried to escape the island hellhole. A 15-year-old victim was forced into sex acts, then tried to swim off the island, only to be found by a search party. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know who this is. If she's either from Sweden or Switzerland or something like that, then I think I know who this girl is. The age matches. She was 15 as well. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. So she swam off the island, only found by a search party who says Epstein and his cronies allegedly held the girl captive and confiscated her passport. That's her. This is the girl I'm thinking of. I remember hearing a story. What's her name? Virginia Roberts talking about how she was crying. She couldn't get back home. They took her passport and she was all wet for some reason. Now it makes sense why she was all wet. Okay. Epstein suggested another girl who had been captured after attempting to escape be physically restrained or harmed if she didn't cooperate, according to the suit. You know, we really, just reading this, it's like making me sick. And it's just making me think, too, we really got robbed of seeing this all play out, you know, in a court of law. And here he is. That's Virginia, the one who, you know, was sounding the alarm bell forever, but it ended up being her being relentless with that got the eyes on him. That and Trump being elected. Literally draining the swamp. Literally. Like that's like a literal thing. The hedge funder even brought to the neighboring island, Great St. James, in 2016 for $20 million to avoid scrutiny, according to the suit from Denise George, Attorney General of the U.S. Virgin Islands. The Epstein enterprise wanted to ensure that the island did not become a base from which others could view their activity or visitors, the suit reads. As recently as 2018, air traffic controllers reported seeing Epsteins with girls that appeared between the ages of 11 and 18, the suit says. Epstein killed himself behind bars in Manhattan this summer while awaiting trial for sex trafficking allegation involving conduct only as recent as 20 blah blah involving conduct only as recent as 2005. And that's what he was standing trial for, just the stuff up to 2005. Like, what? Wait, that makes no sense. But maybe I read it wrong, but something comes to mind. This is off. This is not from here. I'm just from me. You know, as I say, like, we really did get robbed. And it is true. We did get robbed, not getting to see this play out in court and really just see all of the evidence come out. Honestly, I think that this was a something that hurt the Q movement. Unless there's something to come that's gonna blow our minds. I think this would hurt the Q. I can't say how it helps. But in one way that I can see, you know, it helping at all would be that it has woken up so many normies. I mean, my mother thinks I'm crazy if I think that bankers run the world. It's like she is like, I mean, you want to talk about like blue pill? My mother is like one of the worst. Like, you know, the bankers don't run the world and da 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 da. I mean, I just don't, sometimes I don't even know what to say to her. It's like, you know, if you don't believe that, then do not watch my YouTube channel, please, because you know it might be too much truth for you. And even if I prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, nah, you're crazy, you're crazy. But when it came to this, she was like, "Wait, what? This makes no sense. He didn't commit suicide." So even someone like her woke up to that. So that's what gives me pause to say that, you know, this was a total failure. Is it did wake up a lot of normies, and that could have been part of the plan. So we'll see. And plus, I know the deep state has a lot of power still. It was some power, not a lot, but some power, significant power still. But to be able to go into, you know, the prison that holds the worst of the worst of the worst, go in there, have it till the cameras are off, and off this guy, supposedly. I mean, it's almost like too crazy. I don't know. Anyways, all right, let's continue. The hedge fund that even bought the neighboring island, Great St. James, in 2016 for $20 million to avoid scrutiny. According to this suite from Denise George, Attorney General of the U.S. Virgin Islands. The Epstein enterprise wanted to ensure that the island did not become a base from which others could view their activities or visitors, the suit reads. As recently as 2018, air traffic controllers reported seeing Epstein with girls. Oh, did we already? I'm sorry. Did I skip? When I start talking, sometimes I lose my place. I'm sorry. Okay. Upon information and belief, the Epstein FBI kept a computerized list. I repeat, a computerized list of underage girls who were in proximate to the U.S. Virgin Islands and able to be transported to Epstein's residence on Little St. James. The complaint reads. At least one of the victims on the list was as young as 11, the suit says. I mean, 11? You know, it's all the same underage, but there's a certain number you cross when it becomes just like a child thing, more so than not to say that a 14, 15-year-old isn't a child, but if you guys know what I mean at all, when you're talking like 10, 11, 12, it's like, what is going on? Or younger. What is really going on? So we were done an injustice. As much as it woke people up, that trial would have woke people up alone. I mean, it would have woke people up even more. And then, you'd start singing la 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 like a little bird and give up all his billionaire friends. So, I don't know. Let's see. George said at a press conference that her investigation was separate from ongoing probes by the federal government. So this is separate. This is just from I forget her title, but something of the U.S. Virgin Islands. The governor? Would they? Yeah, they would have a governor, I believe. The suite names various corporations and LLCs Epstein allegedly used to conceal his depraved sex trafficking scheme. Epstein's victims deserve answers and accountability. I agree. The people of the Virgin Islands deserve accountability, George said, and that's true. The Virgin Islands is not and will not be a safe haven for human trafficking or sexual exploitation. Well, my only thing I say to that is, all right, unless this woman just came to power, you didn't know this is going on under your own nose. I understand it's private property, but you didn't hear from the locals. The locals used to call it, Rape Island or something like that. Someone correct me. It's maybe something different than that. Orgy Island was another one, but there was another one like Rape Underage Island, some kind of like real slimy name. And she didn't know about that. The locals knew it. How didn't she? Unless she just came to power. And even then, if she just came to power, that means that she was at least a somebody. And now she's saying all this. She's just like, trying to gain cred by acting like she's going after this. When in reality, when it was all going on, she had power then too. Where was she? And again, I understand it's private property, which makes it very difficult and a very, 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 very powerful man. But it doesn't matter. Your locals knew. How didn't you know? It's because you did know. You're capitalizing. So don't give this woman, the Virgin Islands, too many brownie points, because that's what she's looking for. That's how I read it. I'm sorry, you might disagree. That's how I read it. The isolation of Epstein's island made ensuring the registered sex offender complied with the law very difficult, according to the lawsuit. Monitoring a sex offender with his own private islands and the resources to fly victims in and out on private planes and helicopters presented unique challenges, the suite says. Well, there's ways of spying. You send someone in, have somebody who can work in the kitchens. There's ways of doing things. I don't know. Anyways, let me check on you guys. Yeah, the no funeral pot. That really. Pedo Island. That was it. Thank you, Lori. Pedo Island was what I was searching for. Yeah. It was also called Orgy Island. I know that, but Pedo Island was the term. That was what it was known as, even more so. Thank you. And Brandy. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. All right. Now, we've talked a lot on this channel about the FISA courts. Well, check this out. They have been, actually, to lead into that, guys, I don't even know if it's enough for one show. I might have to make it 2 shows. Maybe I could do it. What is this? One of my things disappear. Sometimes that happens. Like all of a sudden, I'll notice one of my stories disappear. Like the one I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. All right. So, guys, this is breaking right here. This is a breaking story. So, nice timing. Watchdog report comes out today stating Trump broke law. Trying to blow that up for you. It should be good. You know, this was planned well in advance. It's probably why Pelosi and her fellow Democrats were all smiles during the signing of the impeachment articles the other day. Now, what they're talking about is, the whole thing with Pelosi holding the articles, and people thought, well, she's damaging her. No, she had a strategy. People don't underestimate these people either. They got to where they were, number one, because of connections. But these people are also like highly educated and intelligent and sick and corrupted and willing to do anything. I mean, there's a reason they got to where they are. They're willing to do certain things. It's kind of like old in police, like back in Boston back in the day, everything was corrupt. The police were corrupt. The streets were corrupt. The FBI was corrupt. Everything was corrupt, and that was because you couldn't really fit in there unless they had dirt on you. And that's kind of the laws that the DNC and the whole Democratic Party and a bunch of Republicans too. Don't get it twisted. It's Republicans too. It seems to be more Democrats, but still, it's Republicans too. Let's not forget no name. Um, so basically, this is about talking about why she held these articles for what was it, 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks. She held them, almost a month. So, a government accountability office report came out today, which states that the U.S. White House violated the law by temporarily withholding U.S. military aid to Ukraine. This report, however, is considered a legal opinion. The GAO's opinion, so this is their opinion, that when GAO again stands for Government Accountability Office. It's like drips with deep state for me. But anyways, their opinion is that faithful execution of the law does not permit the president to substitute his own policy priorities for those that Congress has enacted into law. The opinion said OMB withheld funds for a policy reason, not a. And when they say at the OMB, I'm gonna have to figure that out. If anyone knows, please put it in. Violated the ICA, which is the Impoundment Control Act. The report goes on to say the Constitution grants the president no unilateral authority to withhold funds from obligation, the opinion said. Congress has vested the president with strictly circumscribed authority to impound or withhold budget authority only in limited circumstances as expressly provided in the ICA. The Office of Management and Budget responded to this report by stating, "We disagree with the GAO's opinion." B uses Office of Management and Budget. OMB uses its apportionment authority to ensure taxpayer dollars are properly spent consistent with the president's priorities and with the law. In addition, Pelosi is in the process of giving yet another press briefing discussing this report while reiterating the same gibberish she made the other day on how Trump undermined national security, jeopardizing the integrity of the nation's elections, and violated his oath of office. She just loves the attention, but I'll give her credit. She does look more somber today. I just think that this report is another orchestrated smear attempt. And that's exactly what I think too. It was purposely released the day after the Dems signed the articles of impeachment. The GOA is yet another federal agency with no credibility, offering an opinion piece that paints President Trump in a bad light. Watch now as the Democrat propaganda machine, we all know it, the MSM, runs this bombshell all day. So that's what's going to happen. And you know what? I actually I saw it earlier today. I started to see it, and I just couldn't watch it anymore. And that's why I brought this up. And the Dems are desperate AF. You guys know what that means. You know? So, all right. So I just wanted to bring that up before I went to this. So, appointee for review of FBI procedures for FISA court. Liberal blogger and frequent Rachel Maddow guest David Chris has been appointed to oversee FISA reforms. You got to be kidding me. By the way, let me just make sure I check in on you guys before we continue into that. But you guys got the top line right there too. And by the way, if anybody wants to donate to the channel, after the show, I'll be putting in how to donate. But if you go to basically any other show besides the one I just did 2 hours ago, you can find out how to do it there. The best way is PayPal, or usually I like to say PayPal will go towards the channel. And if you want to do anything like personal, either, let me know, like, hey, this is PayPal, but it's for you, not the channel. Or usually if you don't, if you just want to do it, just Venmo, Cash App, things like that. I appreciate, the, what are they called? Super chats. But to be honest with you, YouTube takes so much of that. And I don't know when I'm ever going to get paid from them, if ever. I still haven't gotten paid $1 since I started on YouTube. I mean, I'm owed money, and they're saying that the process just completed and they're gonna send it. So we'll see what happens with that. So, my whole YouTube career, it was $200 and something. That was it. So, it's like kind of crazy. But that's what happens when they if they didn't demonetize my videos, that would be like, you know, thousands of dollars. But no, that's how it is. Because we're talking my whole YouTube career between Snapchats, all if they didn't demonetize me, all that. But I hate talking that stuff. I like it when people put it in there for me because I hate talking about it. But if anyone wants to, please do. Which leads me to I want to thank two people. I want to thank Sunshine State. That was very nice of you, and Tony Solimini. That was nice of you from last week. Sometimes the thing is, I don't get like a notification like, oh, you got a donation. I'll just be like sitting back, and I was checking since I haven't been on lately, and I was checking a couple of days after that last show, and I saw it, and I was like, wow. I was like, I wish I had known because they had sent it. I had done a show prior to it. But anyways, I just wanted to make sure I said thank you, guys. Yes, I do. Yes, and you probably wrote that before. I just said what I said, but thank you to the two of you, Sunshine and Tony. I really appreciate that from last week. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So let's continue. Chris has consistently supported liberal views. So this is the guy taking over again to oversee. He was appointed, I'm sorry, to oversee the Pfizer/Seats FBI reforms. So this is the guy who's going to fix it. On Rachel Maddow. Are you kidding me? Like, is this a joke? I thought this like wasn't real. I looked it up a few times. I'm like, wow, this is real. And I could talk about the Pfizer stuff all day. Very well versed in that. And just through this show, anyone who's been watching me for over 2 months, I mean, you guys know it all too. Even if you're just watching for a little bit, you guys know. And if not, what you guys got to watch some of the old shows, especially anything that mentions Q, because Q has been all over that since 2017. But all right, so Chris has consistently supported liberal views on his blog, Lawfare, and has voiced his opinion that the FBI did nothing wrong. Here's a little snippet from his blog, Lawfare. The Nunes memo. Now, first of all, the Nunes memo has been proven to be 100% not only accurate, but it's almost like he had a crystal ball. He had it figured out from the beginning. A very complicated, peel the onion, cry. I mean, a very tough and complicated thing that had to be torn apart piece by piece to understand. And he had a beginning. Here's what he says. The Nunes memo was, and if it was allowed to stand, we risk significant damage to elements of our democracy. Snip. The Nunes memo's fundamental claim was that the FBI misled the court about Christopher Steele. Did they not? The former British agent who was a source of information in the Pfizer applications on Carter Page. It accused the Bureau of failing to disclose or reference the role of the Democratic National Committee, Clinton campaign, or any party campaign in funding Steele's research. The government it argued, portrayed Steele as unbiased. Political origins of the Steele dossier were then known to senior DOJ and FBI officials. This was strong stuff, certainly troubling if true. Today we know that it was not true. Almost 4 weeks ago, based on my experience with the Pfizer program and those who administer it, I expressed confidence that the government, and then the guy says, God's anus. He left, couldn't live in an irony free world. The FISC court had no comment on why Chris was appointed, but it is glaring obvious that it involves the DCSOP special, is it SAP, as special access special operation of sweeping the dirt under the rug. Here is David Nunez's take on the whole farce. He's not going to do anything because in the end, Chris doesn't believe there was anything wrong with what went on in the FBI, said a former law enforcement official. His selection by the FISC is how bureaucrats themselves could care less about the American people or the Constitution. Family trips over land accident and burns the whole coop down. Here's an article. Nunez, defender of Carter Page surveillance, picked to oversee FBI reforms. Former Justice Department official David S. Chris was selected by the Secret Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. That's the FISC, by the way. Friday to oversee reforms after Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz revealed serious malfeasance with. I'm having trouble with words tonight. Within the FBI as it illegally spied on short-term Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. Chris is an open critic of ranking member of the House Committee, Devin Nunes, and defended Chairman Adam Schiff at California. In his now debunked report on the FBI's investigation into Donald Trump, he's an apologist for the FBI, and according to oh man, what is going on? All right, you know what? Let me touch on this one, and then I'm gonna take calls, and then you know what? I'm gonna do a part two tomorrow because I got so much stuff. But one thing that we all know, or a lot of us know, I think I would assume. I always, whenever I say all, I always kind of feel like I have to say, well, you know, I believe we all know because you never know. There's new people always coming to the audience. Oh, something happened with the. What's going on? The sound should be good. Is something going on? Something was going on with the stream. Quite a buffering. All right. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's going on. See, this is when you know that you're above the target. So it's been buffering. I'm seeing some people are getting kicked off. Um, Something is off on the stream. Thought I did. It is going on and off. For Peggy, she's talking about sound is going on and off. Tony's saying it's good. So Tony's good. But what about all this other stuff here? Good now? Yeah, once I leave the story. Let's see having to go back to story. It's crazy. This ain't right. I lost it. Okay. Maybe it's because of what I'm about to do. All right, so I'm gonna say it like this. Well, first read the story. Let's see if I can play this. That'd be nice. This stream get messed with anyway. Supposedly. In November 2004, several U.S. Navy pilots stationed aboard the USS Nimitz encountered a ticked UFO darting. What the hell just happened? You guys see that? What? All right, I'll just read you the top. If it's not gonna let me like do stuff. All right, we're back. That was so weird. It just went off and on. In November 2004, several U.S. Navy pilots stationed aboard the USS Nimitz encountered a tic-tac shaped UFO darting over the Pacific Ocean in an apparent defiance of the law of physics. Official dubbed an identified aerial phenomenon. Which, by the way, if you guys are like, oh man, this like my. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me well? I hate the like this. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yes or no? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I'm losing people. Hello? Hello? Okay now? All right. What is it about this story they don't want? I don't understand. What is going on? What is going on? Oh, understandable. Yeah, that's not good. Well, but why is it that it keeps messing around like this? Do I have to like do this whole show again? I'm gonna have to like do. No, screw it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Keep pushing forward, pushing forward. I can always well, I'll go back and listen if you guys can listen and do the parts aren't working afterwards. Okay, you hear me. Good. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on. It seems like this story is this one and the last one. So maybe if it, but this is something that they want out there though. But I think they know that I'm gonna warn you guys. You know what? Before I even read the story, let me warn you, since you can hear me right now. This is potentially. I'm not gonna say it is definitely the big distraction that's gonna, as Christians, the big distraction that along with Blue Beam and Voice to Skull and so many different technologies that are all now so much with 5G. These when it comes to UFOs, they could fake, and that's what I'm worried about. And it's gonna take people away from Christ, and I think that could bring about the beast system. Um, um, I, I just feel like we basically have the beast system all set up, but something big has to happen for things to start moving in motion. It's not enough. It's not enough. On a biblical scale, there's a lot. Trust me. That's why I said we already basically have the beast system, but there's a big piece missing, and this could be it. I look at AI as the potential antichrist. It would make sense. Of like a but everything but a soul. And being a soul, but then who the soul is head of the we went into Google information. It takes somebody better. It didn't right. Hold on. Why won't it let me do anything right now? Why would my Can you guys see me? You should be able to see me. You guys see me? Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? You guys see me? Oh my God. What is going on? Black screen. It's all black.